Dr. Clara Betten, a researcher in positive psychology, had dedicated years to studying the science of happiness. Her work focused on the traditional metrics: pleasure, success, and social connections. Yet, despite her expertise, something felt incomplete. Happiness in her mind had become too abstract, too elusive. One quiet afternoon, Clara sat at her desk, reviewing the latest research data. It all seemed to point to the same conclusion. People reached a temporary happiness high after achieving goals like promotions or buying new possessions, only to return to their baseline levels of happiness shortly after. Was this the true essence of happiness? She couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more hidden beneath the surface, something deeper. I can't be the only one who feels like happiness is slipping through my fingers, she thought. This thought led Clara to a pivotal question. What if happiness wasn't just about pleasure or success? What if it was something more subtle, something we hadn't yet discovered? While browsing academic journals, Clara stumbled upon a small study conducted in a village in the Swiss Alps. The study looked at the happiness of people who spent significant time in nature. Interestingly, it found that these individuals, even though they had few material possessions or social distractions, reported higher levels of long-term happiness. However, there was a catch. It wasn't just about spending time in nature, it was how they spent it. These villagers were not just visiting the outdoors. They were deeply immersed in the environment, becoming one with it. Intrigued by the findings, Clara decided to visit this village and learn more. She wanted to see firsthand if the connection between nature and happiness could provide the missing link in her research. Upon arriving in the Swiss Alps, Clara was struck by the peaceful, serene atmosphere of the village. There were no distractions here. No bustling streets, no overwhelming sounds, just the quiet hum of nature. The houses were modest, the people humble. Yet, as Clara observed, everyone seemed to be content. She spent the next few weeks interviewing the villagers. Most of them lived simple lives, with little in terms of material wealth, yet they radiated a quiet sense of joy. One morning, Clara sat down with an elderly man named Lucas, who had lived in the village his entire life. When she asked him what made him happy, Lucas replied with a calm smile. Happiness, for me, isn't something you chase. It's something that comes when you stop fighting against what is already there. One afternoon, Clara decided to hike alone in the forest, hoping to clear her mind. She wandered through the trees and came upon a small stream, the water glistening in the sun. The air was crisp, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves. Clara sat by the stream, feeling the peace of the moment wash over her. For the first time in a long while, she wasn't thinking about her research or the pursuit of knowledge. She wasn't concerned with achieving any goal or measuring happiness. She was simply being immersed in the natural world around her. In that moment, Clara realized something profound. Happiness wasn't found in achievements or material things. It wasn't something that could be measured or quantified. It was found in the present moment. It was about being fully immersed in the here and now, without distractions or external pressures. She had been searching for happiness in all the wrong places. As Clara spent more time with the villagers, she noticed something else, an intrinsic sense of community. The people helped each other not because they had to, but because they wanted to. There was a genuine, unspoken bond of support that wove them together. It wasn't about financial assistance or grand gestures, but rather the sense that someone would always be there for you. Clara returned to her lab, her mind racing with new ideas. The more she reflected on her time in the village, the more she was convinced that happiness wasn't what the world had been telling her. It wasn't about accumulating wealth, social status, or achieving perfection. True happiness came from being present in the moment, deeply connected to the world around you, and sharing their findings, hoping to change the way people viewed happiness. Her research showed that happiness was not something to be pursued or achieved. It was something to be experienced deeply and fully in the present. And in the end, Clara realized the greatest truth of all. Happiness was never hidden in the pursuit. It was always right there, waiting for us to recognize it.